joined now by Einar Tangen. He's a senior fellow at the Taihe Institute. Einar, good to have you on the program again. It's certainly been a busy week for Xi. What do you think were the biggest achievements of the week's meetings?
Well, Sally, I mean, this was more than just the sum of its parts. I mean, this was a major diplomatic initiative. Xi Jinping went to the G20 and obviously APEC, but the world wanted to meet him. And it was evident in the number of and the quality of meetings that he had with all these world leaders. China is really stepping it up after the Party Congress. They are making it clear that China is open for business and that a shared future is where China's path lies.
And of course, the US and China met for the first time, a major breakthrough in relations there. Tell us about the different ways the two sides approach policy and their relationships with different strategic partners.
Well, you know, if you look very carefully at the readouts and then the messages that were sent, I mean, they're quite different. You had Joe Biden, who was, in essence, lecturing, saying, where are the red lines? How do we get to the, know where the bottom is? How do we manage conflict? Xi's message was very different. He was talking about a responsibility of world leaders, how to take things more positively. So you had a real contrast in how they were viewing not only their meeting, but how they viewed the world. And, these two narratives are playing a very important part as China, is like they go to APEC and they say, look, it's about trade, shared future. How do we work together? You don't see that coming out from the U.S. side. It's more about, people have to do this about Ukraine. People have to do this, or I shouldn't say people. China should do this about Ukraine. China should do that about the DPRK. At the same time as, saying, well, we're not going to share, we're not going to allow China to have access to technology and things like that. So two very starkly different visions. One, on the U.S. side, very defensive. On the Chinese side, it seems to be very, very optimistic, or trying to be optimistic.
Well, yeah, I mean, Xi Jinping described the meeting as quote unquote constructive and would guide the next phase of US-China relations. What do you think that this next phase might entail, or what do you think it hopes to entail?
Well, the most important thing is opening up the lines of communications. I don't think anyone can point to anything concrete except that issue. And basically on the Chinese side, they're looking to see if the actions follow the words. Obviously they keep saying that there has to be cooperation, but the U.S. says no. We want to cooperate where we want to cooperate, and not necessarily where you want to cooperate. So the question is, will the U.S. let up on this kind of constant barrage of daily criticisms of China, or will they say, look, it's time to mend these fences and start concentrating on the global issues that are confronting us, everything from climate change to the economic situation to the pandemic?